Hey, hey! It is me again, Jared Russo, gaming editor for Geekbinge, and today I am super excited to finally get to God of War, the next inductee in the Level Design Hall of Fame. I have been stitching together a number of videos I have found across the web from a number of sources, and I finally compiled a best of smash hits. It's the first time I'm really doing this. I usually pick a particular level to examine, but there were, and I'm not kidding you, simply too many good sections of God of War to just stick to one. So I've given you like four or five, and I'm not going to lie, I had God of War 2 in here, and that was like a 30-minute video. So I'm just going to technically induct God of War 1 and 2. That both games, the entire series maybe, the entire series, automatically goes into Level Design Hall of Fame. I have no words to describe how ingenious these games were back when they launched the first two on PS2. Um, I'm not trying to slight God of War 3, which God of War 3 was really good. I think we were just, I guess, aware of what was going to happen. We were pretty sure, he was going to kill Zeus. Spoilers, and it was going to be a very, big epic game. But when this game came out, the original in 2005, the sense of scale and the graphics and the scope was literally unlike anything. And I remember Shadow of the Colossus came out more or less around the same time, but comparing the two, this game hands down had just just like when you thought big, you thought like what video games could do. This game was one of the first mind blowers. I mean, I really do not remember being completely wowed at something. Just look at this. Look at this tiny room. This room would be a nothing room to most games. This room would be, and then it's just big and epic and great. So the clip that I just talked through was you sacrificing the guy, which is terrific. That's just terrific. And this right here is what you're watching is the moment of realization when the whole palace being carried on the Titan's back through the desert. The entire most of the game is in the Titan, and you realize it's all literally part of one big puzzle. It is like you spend so long in the midst of it that you don't realize that you've been lining up these doors. You've been solving a puzzle the whole time. And that is just ingenious level design. Like that takes so much effort and skill and coordination to be able to trick the player into thinking they're going through this epic world, and it's all just on this guy's back, and it's all part of the same puzzle. It literally it houses most of the levels throughout the game because the very beginning, you do the intro boss thing, and then you go to some city and you talk to some people, but then you go through the desert and you were on that Titan's back for most of this game, and then you die and you go to hell, and then you do the later parts after. But what the realization when I realized like what I was doing in this epic quest to like, you learn about the architect and his sons and they're dead, and you rip the skull off the skeleton and stuff. I'm gonna spoil this whole game because this game's really old. I mean it was really that and the puzzles and the mixture of the great combat with the level design and with the puzzles and the kind of like giving you both at the same time, kind of having to deal with it, especially with the guy you're supposed to sacrifice who's in the cage like yelling for help, and you're moving him along while you're fighting, and oh god, that was the original companion cube. Screw companion cube. People need to talk about that guy in that cage yelling for help. Um, but yeah, no, this game, uh, I mean, just like everything I said, plus the fact that it was just the sense of scale. It was scaled so big. It was like I guess I wouldn't necessarily only give that to level design. That's also camera work. It's where the camera's kind of like zooming in and out. But just they had to build everything. They had to build all of this. They had to build this too, giant molten flaming balls, and you had to rock this, man. I was sitting here going, oh my goodness, I can't approach this. Oh boy, I was like 12 at the time. I was really young, but looking at it now, my goodness, this still really impresses me. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care how bad the graphics look. This game still, it does it all, man. It really does. Oh, that troll room hiding in. Oh, unbelievable. Um, yeah, there were too many instances of things I really liked. Just when you're walking on chains in God of War 2 with the giant horses, and the camera just zooms back, and you get smaller as you're walking towards the horses, and you realize like how big they are. Um, you're walking on. I think coming up soon, I think I picked out a clip where you're walking on a sword, and the sword is the sword you use at the end of the game in the final boss fight with Ares, and you don't realize that until like you're huge and you're picking it up. Just it really is miraculous. It's just I mean props to David Jaffe. But I'm stunned rewatching this. I got to play this game again. I got to go get the HD collection. Um, this really was uh, a breath of fresh air. It was a injection that this genre absolutely needed. And I mean Dante's Inferno came out. And there have been other subsequent games like the Castlevania games, and everyone likes to talk about God of War clones and stuff. But those, the big influential, significant games, you get called a Halo killer, you get called a God of War clone. Everyone likes to kind of compare you when you are the king of doing something. And this God of War game, I remember reading about it in Electronic Gaming Monthly and being really hyped and thinking it was going to be awesome. And those reviews first came out, and they were like near perfect scores. And then I was like, "There's no way this game's going to be that good." And you play it, and the first opening level, again, could have been the entry for Hall of Fame, but I just decided to pick the whole game. That opening boss level, like, holy shit, man! And then you play through that whole first game, you're like, "Oh my god!" And you play it 18 times more, and the second one comes out, and like, there's no way they can top this. And there were certain levels in God of War 2 that topped God of War 1. I don't know how they did it, but they fucking did. And I don't think there'll be a game for a while that'll kind of reach this level of level design. I know it's a weird thing to say, level design, but just I don't know. I mean, not even just graphically. Like this game could have been cell shaded for all I care. It was really just the imagination of where the game took place and what you were doing, what you were trying to accomplish, and just where you were and how everything kind of interconnected and where you went. Even the Hades levels, the annoying kind of platforming stuff like that. I'd still play that. That's some good shit. Um, yeah, boy, do I love this game. I could watch these molten fireballs just go by forever. Like, how many are there? Who's making them? What purpose does this serve? Who cares? That's the answer, because it's fucking awesome. And get it, Kratos. Dive in there, go. Yeah, cut off the clip right as he jumped in. All right, what are we looking at now? Oh, look at that view. Just look at that beautiful view. Everywhere you went felt epic. Everywhere you walked felt important. It felt like it was there for thousands of years, or some god had crafted it for you. Everything about this game was fucking miraculous. Um, and this might be the best entry into the Level Design Hall of Fame. I think like this and Gone Home are really like maybe the two best examples of how you make a game. Because there's a lot of games that they think about like, oh, we'll make the graphics and the music, and we'll try to make it kind of more interesting. We'll tack in a multiplayer or whatever. But there are just some games that are just boring. It's just boring to walk around the world, and it's boring to do the quest, and it's not super interesting. I mean, the gameplay might be fun, but good level design really gets my rocks off. And watching this, no pun intended, lots of rocks. It's great. All right, well that is about it. I'm going to let you watch the rest of this footage. I'm sorry, there's no sound. This is just random YouTube stuff. But visit geekbench.com for more Hall of Fame stuff. Oh, look at that sword. Look at that sword. Oh, Craigasm. And I am Jared Russo. Thank you for watching, and peace out. God, that sword. Look at that sword. Oh, look at these stairs. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not done yet. Look at these stairs. Look at this shot. That's level design, folks. Look at that. That is. Oh, my goodness. Oh, that's gorgeous. All right, I'm going to shut up now. See you guys later. Look at that image. Look at those horses. Look at that chain. Unbelievable. This is what I'm talking about, people. This is great.